A video about Limbo.
Mm-hmm.
But you hardly play Limbo. In fact, this is the first time I've seen you so much as equip him in the last year.
I know.
People are going to use that as leverage against anything you say about him.
Oh yeah, I know.
I'm starting to think you're pissing people off on purpose.
Limbo. Limbo. What the hell is a limbo? Well, strongly dependent on who you ask, Limbo is either the greatest Warframe ever invented, or a bad joke that DE forgot to delete. Now, if you're new to the game, you're probably not exactly sure why a lot of the YouTubers are making borderline warning videos for like, get ready for the Limbo apocalypse. Oh boy, Limbo Prime. That's gonna cause all kinds of problems. You're probably sitting there going, why isn't everyone jumping up and down for this new Prime? Every other Prime people are super excited for, so why are people almost dreading this Limbo release? Well, veteran players know exactly what the problem is, but let me explain things to you, kiddo. You see, Limbo is a great Warframe. In fact, he's probably one of the best Warframes in the game. His passive is slipping in and out of a void space that basically makes him immune to everything. You can literally freeze time in said void space, which basically lets you do all kinds of cool tricks with frozen bullets and arrows stuck in stasis. And he makes a giant bubble that turns said void space into basically your personal playground to play God in. And you're probably thinking, wow, that sounds really freaking cool. So why does everyone hate this guy so much? Well, look through those abilities again and try to imagine what that does to teammates. Imagine you're not the Limbo in a mission. Say you're in a defense mission. You and this top hat looking guy go to the next pod, you get the wave started, enemies start trickling in, you're popping heads left and right, but then suddenly Limbo does a thing, and now everything looks weird. Depending on his energy color, probably kinda nauseating even. And now for some reason the enemies that you're shooting at in the distance aren't taking damage. In fact, it's as if they're not even aware that you're shooting at them. Well, that's because you finally realized that you're in a bubble. Limbo's bubble. Limbo's space. Okay, that explains why you can't hit enemies outside the bubble. So why is it enemies inside the bubble still aren't taking damage from your guns? Well, that's because Limbo just froze time, and now your guns virtually don't work. So, screw you if you have a new Formwood melee weapon or something, because that's all you have left to work with. Or your Warframe abilities. Because regardless of your situation, congratulations, you've been rendered to a melee-only playstyle. Now I know you're probably thinking, okay, just get out of the bubble. Well, for one thing, again, that bubble is freaking huge, depending on the Limbo build. But what if the Limbo has a particular hatred for you? Well, that guy can manually throw you into the void space. And if you're a new player, you probably aren't aware that you have to roll to get out of it, because the game sure as hell isn't going to tell you. One of the biggest things Limbo trolls love to watch is new players running around the place wondering why they can't kill anything. So, real talk, again, Limbo is an amazing Warframe. Once again, arguably one of the best Warframes they've ever designed and made. Endgame viable, beginning game viable, he's literally good at everything. Defense missions, spy missions, exterminate missions, there's very little types of gameplay that he can't do. But he's completely miserable in team play. He rewards selfish playstyles and gets away with it scot-free. A lot of Limbo players that join squads, I'm mostly talking about the douchebaggy kind, they'll join a squad with the mindset of, we're gonna play this game my way and my way only, and you're just gonna have to deal with it. But again, that's not always the case. There's a lot of Limbo players that probably just aren't really aware that they're screwing over their teammates. So as preparation for Limbo Prime's release, I'm going to give a few tips about, for, and hopefully to help new Limbo players. And overall, this will hopefully help the community as a whole. Step 1. Stasis, your 2. This ability is a huge reason why people hate playing with Limbos. Stasis is a great ability when you're by yourself, but in a squad, you're basically disabling your teammates' guns. And your teammates' only cue that you activated stasis is when they suddenly can't shoot anything, or if they notice that the enemies aren't moving anymore. So the best way to avoid any kind of anger or frustration is to just not use it. or at the very least, consider how it's going to affect your teammates. If you got a bunch of melee guys running around who are probably not even touching their guns at any moment, probably a bunch of Excaliburs running around slashing stuff, or maybe strike mains or whatever, then you're probably in the clear to use stasis. Consider that that's actually probably going to help them because it's going to make the enemy stay in place. But say you're in a squad full of people using guns, bows, throwing knives, etc., then maybe stasis isn't something they really need right now. Step 2. Don't banish your teammates. Unless they directly ask you to put them in the void, don't touch your teammates. In fact, just do this. There, everyone's problem solved. Now, last tip, but not for Limbo players, but for everyone who has to deal with a bad/trolly Limbo. Now again, stasis, the bread and butter to the Warframe that can also be a problem for the team. There's a cap on how many projectiles it can hold. So for at least as long as Limbo and Limbo Prime are a hot topic right now, bring a high fire rate weapon. Anything that'll fill the cap fast and quick and as fast as possible. I'm talking Twin Grakadas, Hiko Prime, Supra, Dex Furus, anything of that nature. Anything with a big magazine and shoots fast. That'll tell Limbo players that you have a say in things too. So hopefully this video will give at least an insight as to what exactly is going on with the whole Limbo problem. Hopefully at the very end it'll help people not get at each other's throats on the 19th/20th. But at the end of the day, let's just all remember that this is a game and we're all just trying to have fun. Don't go out there trying to be a douchebag or try to just, again, have fun. It's just a game. So, with all that said, if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Let me know what you all think below. I'm the Reaper Hunter. I'll catch you all later.